This is a national tattoo video on changing the bulb or a glass roller on a German A4 imager. There's 4 T10 Torx screws, 2 in the front and 2 in the rear. I've already removed 3. Every screw in this machine is a T10 Torx bit. They look a lot like Allen wrenches, but they aren't. So I recommend you get a T10. Now you're going to see a connector here. This gets your main casing out of your way. Now this will expose everything. So the first thing you want to do is take this heat sensor. It's held on by 1 screw. You don't even need to fully remove that screw. Just loosen up the bracket that holds it and pull that out of your way. And next you want to take your tension springs, which keep your rollers together. I use a hemostat. Just get that out of your way. And you go to the right side, repeat the same process. Just you'll see the screw again, the spring. Just lock it on. Pull that out of your way. Now we're ready to get the reflector loosened up and out of the machine. Okay, if you look here, the left side of your machine is the bulb end with the short lead. Just press your lock that holds that into the block. That's that side. The other one will be the right side. Okay, now the next step, you'll see 2 more Torx pan head screws. You want to remove both of those. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the right side. Same thing on the right side. There's only 2 Torx screws. Next, you want to pull your right hand lamp lead. It comes all the way through the back of your machine. There's a piece of plastic conduit behind here. Sometimes it's a bugger to get loose. And you just work your whole reflector and bulb assembly out the right side. It's the only way to remove it. Now you have your whole assembly out of the machine. There'll be 2 more screws that holds the ceramic end of the bulb so they cannot move or rattle. You only need to remove one end. Okay, then you can pull this off. This will come right out with your bulb. All that does is hold the ceramic end so the bulb cannot break. Now this is a good bulb and a good machine, so I'm just going to put the same bulb back in. Make sure you wear gloves. Do not touch the glass in any way. If you even think you do, you need to rub it with a paper towel soaked in rubbing alcohol. Now you put your bulb in. These will hold the ceramics down. All you need to do is put the 2 screws back in. Be careful, the whole reflector assembly is just aluminum, so you need to be careful threading these in. Once you have those in, the bulb is locked in place. Now you want to place it back inside the glass roller with the bulb facing down. From the front of the machine you won't be able to see the bulb. Slide it back in. Okay, now you'll see the same two screw holes in your bracket. Make sure that you start your screws correctly because you're threading into aluminum. If you cross thread it, it won't hold your assembly correctly. Now I have them started. I'm not going to run them all the way tight until I get my other two on the left side in. Those should be pretty well lined up now because I have the two right sides started. Okay, now while I'm here, I'm going to remount this sensor. Lock it down with the bracket. That's your other Torx head screw that holds the bracket in. Let me tighten up the right side the rest of the way. Now your bulb assembly is back in. You want to take your right hand lead. There's a little slot on the bottom of the back edge. Has a piece of plastic conduit. This is why the longer lead goes on this side of the machine. You have to work it through. You'll see it come out underneath the drive motor. Now, you might have a hard time, that's why I have a hemostat here. A good hemostat is quite an indispensable tool. You need to bring it through your conduit and up around under the drive motor. As you can see, I'm feeding the wire up and through. That's all you need to do. And you lock it into your corresponding block in the wiring harness. Both sides, left and right. All you do is press down on it. That locks it in place. One more step. You need to put your tension springs back on. Same as removing them. Grab it on your bracket. You'll see the slot for it. This is what holds your rollers tight together to make a good print. That's one. I'm going to repeat the same on the left side. Get your rear loop first and get a good bite. The reason I don't use a needle nose is it will block your loop for getting your roller back in place. Now both your tension springs are back in. And you're ready to put your cover. Don't forget to flip your door back up. Connect your connector. Work your casing back on. Put your 4 Torx screws back in and your knob back on, and your machine is ready to run.